Well, good Sunday afternoon to you. It's Dan. I want to welcome y'all to my home in the sticks. Gracious Almighty, I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. In this video, we're going to talk about trespassers and how you could possibly deal with a stranger that just shows up at your homestead or your home place. So give me a second and we're going to jump right into that. All right, you and y'all, this is a pretty interesting topic, and it's a topic that's been showing up a lot here on YouTube here lately. I had a buddy of mine, Mark, over at Bumblebee Junction, get in contact with him, and he was like, Dan, you ought to do a video on trespassing, given what it is that you do for a living. I was kind of reluctant to do a video such as this, but after I thought about it, it made a lot of sense. Everybody knows what I do for a living. Been doing it for the last 28 years. I'm only gonna speak about Mississippi because I am from East Central Mississippi, and I'm not gonna delve off into any other states or anything like that. I'm just gonna specifically talk about if you were trespassing on somebody's property here in Mississippi. Now, the one thing that you have to realize is Mississippi is an open carry state, meaning you can carry a firearm on your side, open carry. It's perfectly legal here in the state of Mississippi. And another point to make is everybody in Mississippi has a firearm, and I mean everybody. There's been several incidents in the nearby communities, and when I say communities, here in East Central Mississippi, the county is broke up into communities. I live in a certain community. A friend of mine that I work with, he lives in another community, so I live pretty much in a rural area. I have a few neighbors, but we're spaced out. So it's pretty much rural, hence home in the sticks. We've had a few incidents probably in the last year whereby somebody was trespassing on another person's property, and they turned a corner and the homeowner had a shotgun pointed at the person's head. That's how serious it is about trespassing here in East Central Mississippi. Folks don't like people on their land that don't belong there. How do you deal with somebody that is trespassing on your land? Be it a stranger, be it somebody that's lost and they just wandered onto your property. Since I've been here at my home place, I've only had one person end up on my property, and he really wasn't trespassing. The property that I purchased was previously owned by a gentleman that had a body shop. He did a lot of business, with folks from this county and neighboring counties. This guy showed up on my property. He didn't know that the property didn't belong to the previous owner, and he was under the assumption that the shop was still in business, which, I just kindly told him, no sir, that guy doesn't own this property anymore, and he doesn't have a business anymore over here. And that was that. And he just backed out the driveway and took off. Never seen him since. There's a bunch of different ways to handle somebody that has wandered on to your property. And again, they could be lost. And I'm speaking from the law enforcement side of things. Quite frankly, if somebody was trespassing on your property, I'd probably be the one that would be to show up to see what was going on. In a situation where somebody is on your property, I guess the first thing that you would need to establish is why they're there. If they're lost or something like that, that could be a reason, or if they're just blatantly on your property, which I will say I've spoke to a few friends of mine. Mark from Bumblebee Junction, Dutch over at Keeping It Dutch. Dutch has had some folks ended up on his property. I believe his uncle's property was vandalized, or his house was broken into. And Mark over at Bumblebee Junction just had somebody show up on his property and try to give him some headaches about doing work on his property. So there's a lot of different incidents, and there's just several different ways that incident can be handled. As far as here in East Central Mississippi, you were trespassing on somebody's property and the homeowner catches you, you're gonna know about it. And that's just the way that it is over here. On the law enforcement side, boy, I tell you what, it is hot as all get out here, y'all. Ooh-wee. As far as East Central Mississippi, if we show up, if a citizen calls and tells us, hey, I got somebody trespassing on my property, and we show up, well, we're going to ascertain why you're here, what are your reasons for being here, are you lost? And if we can't ascertain what's going on with all of that, we're just going to probably say, don't show back up on this residence. And if you do, you're subject to being arrested for trespassing. So there's a whole bunch of different ways that could be handled. As far as the homeowner or the homesteader or the home place owner, however you want to term it, somebody does show up on your property, yeah, there's a whole bunch of ways you could do it. But being polite normally works the best. Number one, that normally works best. Just find out why they're there. Can I help you? Why are you here? What are you looking for? Who are you looking for? Because here over here in Mississippi, there is basically no way to ascertain where somebody lives other than a mailbox. There's no writing on the doors, no numbers on the doors, no numbers anywhere on anything. So in this community, everybody pretty much knows where everybody lives. If you say, hey, I'm looking for Dan, he lives out this way. You know where he lives? Oh, he's right up the road by the fire department. He lives over there. So everybody knows pretty much where everybody lives. Now, somebody that's not from in this community, that's possibly wanting to do something on the criminal side, yeah, he's going to get picked out pretty easily, because folks around here, they monitor who comes in and out of whose driveway. So that's my opinions on pretty much how to deal with somebody that's trespassing on your property. First way to do it is just to be polite, trying to find out what's going on. You bring your temperament up to the level of the person's temperament that you're speaking with. But most of the times, when you're polite, you don't have any problems. Y'all, I wanted to do a video just to comment on the different ways that you could deal with a trespasser or a stranger that just shows up on your property. It happens, and especially in rural Mississippi or any rural area, more than likely that's going to happen. The thing about it is, how are you going to handle it? A bunch of different ways that you can handle it. Being polite and professional works the best, in my opinion, but sometimes it doesn't go that way, and you just have to do what you have to do. So y'all, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. They help. If you have not subscribed to the Homeless Chicks channel, y'all need to come on over here, give me a look, because I'm always doing stuff. Really. And with that being said, you know it's coming. Dan is sure enough gonna say it. Don't let nobody dull your shine. And I mean nobody. It's sure enough shiny out here. And we will see you and y'all in the next video.